Hi Johnny, how are you?
I'm good, thanks. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. I'd like to ask you a few questions about your project on your opening sequence of The Football Fanatic. What was your level of experience before starting this project?
When I began this project in August, I had absolutely no prior experience in filmmaking. I had never edited footage, constructed a storyboard, or directed actors. I was approaching film purely as a viewer rather than a creator. Therefore, my development throughout this course has been significant, both technically and creatively.
Can you tell me the first task you completed and how did it develop?
The first practical task I completed was a short film titled The Encounter. This was based on a random scenario given by my teacher, which was a job interaction. Although the topic itself was simple, it was essential in introducing me to the fundamental filmmaking skills. Through this task, I learned the importance of shot composition, framing, and maintaining continuity. I began to understand how camera angles influence audience perception, for example, how close-up shots emphasize emotion, and how over-the-shoulder shots establish dialogue dynamics. However, it also exposed weakness in my early work, such as basic editing transitions and inconsistent camera positioning, which highlighted areas I needed to improve on.
How did your 10-shot horror film further enhance your skills?
The 10-shot horror film significantly accelerated my development. Unlike the first task, it required careful planning of tension, pacing, and atmosphere. Limiting myself to only 10 shots forced me to think critically about each frame and ensure every shot had purpose. I developed a stronger understanding of mise-en-scene, particularly how lighting, setting, and sound create mood. I experimented with low-key lighting and slower pacing to build suspense, rather than relying on obvious narrative cues. This improved my confidence with camera stability, shot variation, and constructing emotional impact visually.
How did you apply these skills to your final film?
When producing my final film, I applied these foundational skills with far greater control and intentionality. One of my key strengths became my ability to construct atmosphere. I developed a clearer understanding of how cinematography, editing pace, and sound design combine to shape audience engagement. My planning also improved significantly. I relied on detailed shot lists and timelines, which made filming more efficient and reduced unnecessary footage.
Tell me what weaknesses you encountered during your production journey.
Initially, I would say that I struggled with time management and underestimated how long filming and editing would actually take. I also had to adapt quickly when faced with location limitations and actor availability. While my editing skills did improve, I recognised that there is still room for development in advancing transitions and more complex sound design. Acknowledging these weaknesses was crucial, as reflection allowed me to actively improve rather than repeating my mistakes.
How did maintaining a blog support your development?
Documenting every stage of my process on Wix.com was a key part of my development. The blog acted as both a production diary and an evaluative tool. Recording research, planning documents, drafts, and reflections allowed me to track how my ideas evolved. This strengthened my organisational skills and ensured my creative decisions were purposeful rather than accidental. On my blog, I also conducted research into films such as The Firm, Top Gun Maverick, and Rocky IV. These films influenced my understanding of masculinity, rivalry, and atmosphere, which I later incorporated into my own project.
Did the blog offer any other additional benefits?
Yes, maintaining the blog created accountability. Knowing I had to document each stage encouraged consistency and improved my time management. It also allowed me to recognise patterns in my growth. For example, I could clearly see how I progressed from using basic shots to more deliberate and controlled framing choices in my final film.
And overall, how have your production skills developed during this project?
Overall, my production skills have developed dramatically since August. I progressed from having no filmmaking experience to confidently planning, shooting, and editing a structured opening sequence. Through experimentation, reflection, research, and continuous documentation, I developed both technical competence and creative awareness. While there are obviously still areas for refinement, particularly in advanced editing techniques, I am now significantly more confident in my ability to construct meaning through film. Thank you.